Easy people, welcome back to my channel at Big Steve Mcfc. We are the South Stand, episode, God knows, lost count now. So
Do you count?
We used to do it at the beginning, but then we just lost count that many times. It was just like, nah. But listen, we're back. You know, it's been Derby week. We've had a laugh. Last week, all these United fans, all the streams we was on, me and Daps fighting the corner for the Blues, not getting too excited, listening to all the nonsense about the Butcher and the Rolls-Royce Varane and the best defence in Europe and all this shit. And then on it came to the Sunday, we just dealt with them. 6 past them again. And yeah, so it's been a great week. You know, we've had Copenhagen in midweek. We're on good form at the minute. The meat shield's on fire. We all know about him. I feel like I do, Daps, is talk about Haaland every week. What about you?
Do you know what? It's hard, especially obviously we're doing thumbnails for you, but then also doing our own thumbnails. Soups is bored shitless of putting. He's like, can someone else score? I need, because the other thing he says is, I don't know if you've noticed this. Haaland's awkward in pictures because of how tall he is. He's always got his hand. He's like, can I have a different pose or something from the guy? And then this week he did that little wink, and Soups was like, at last I can use that one. But you know what?
Tapping Toby's, he's never got over me saying Pat Butcher, man. It's just he's done him in.
Well, it's the Butcher thing. A lot of people in Manchester were upset Sunday because they were looking forward to getting some new meat, and the butchers closed already. We need to find a new butcher. You know what? It's one of those ones where, and the other one that made me laugh yesterday was Martial scored, didn't he? I don't know whether he scored. I don't really care. I don't know who they were playing. The name of the team they were playing, I have no idea who they were. But then straight away they're coming out with these talks of, he's got the most GA per minutes, and it's like, for fuck's sake, can you not just get? I don't know who you were playing. Get back in your box. You got put in there last week, and stay away for a couple of weeks. Just be quiet, and maybe people will forget about the humiliating that you got. But it's been a good week. It's been a even better week because of how much they spoke, and it was like, anyone that really thought about it was thinking, no, everything you said.
Do you know what though? I understand. Them coming in with a little bit of chest on a derby because they had a bad start to the season. They lost against Brentford. They lost against Brightford. Lost against Sociedad. They beat Liverpool. They beat Arsenal. That's fine. I get that. But do they not think that we've got any form? Are they not looking across the road thinking that, look, fucking hell, this lot are unstoppable? They're actually blinkered. So they came into it with this like. They thought it was 1999, mate. They thought they had this fucking great side and they were going to roll us over. But to be honest, every man and his dog knows that it should have been 12-0.
And the thing is they wanted to base form off of 2 or 3 games this season and literally forget everything that has happened over the last since Pep's been here, right? And I think it was good for us though, because last season, I've spoke about it a bit. Last season, we had the Chelsea game where we haven't been amazing up until the Chelsea game. We've maybe been in third gear, a bit like this season. And it's always one of these games that we need to move us up a gear. So it's like, thanks, Man United. You gave us what we needed to shift it up a gear. And then after that, we had Laporte, I think, which is really kind of, I know it wasn't one of the things we listed to talk about, but the fact that midweek, Laporte and Diaz back playing together, clean sheet. And that's what everyone needs to remember. We now have probably our best 2 centre-backs together now. So we're going to start moving through the gears, I feel now. So it was a good little bump start. Thanks, Man United.
No, we got the job done. But I just think there's a mentality shift in Manchester now. It's been a decade since they won the league. We're not frightened of them anymore. We're a different animal now. They're a different animal now. They just need to pipe down a little bit because when it comes to derbies, when it comes to Manchester derbies, whether Manchester City's in the 2nd division, whether Manchester City's in the 1st division, Championship or the Premier League, we turn up. Our fans get behind them. And their fans leaving at half-time just shows you what they have become. And at the end of the day, I don't need to gas it up. I don't need to talk nonsense about them because they know what I think about them. And at the end of the day, don't come into these derbies giving it what you're going to do and then leave at half-time like a bunch of shithouses. Because the other night, they played in Cyprus, and Cyprus is a mint away day, and everyone gets on the piss on Iron Apple and all that. They didn't sell out their away end in Cyprus.
It was Cyprus. It's probably still would have got some sun over there as well, to be fair, wouldn't you? Would have got a little bit last minute winter sun.
The other week for going to Seville and with a week's notice or whatever it was that we got. And
after Barcelona, may I add, that was very important after Barcelona. Because if you remember,
we
didn't know we got back from Barcelona, and got told, oh, by the way, you're back in Spain in a week's time. And it's.
But there's a new angle in town. First of all, before we talk about Erling Haaland and this new angle they're going at, I would just like to say we've just been fined £250,000 for invading the pitch when we won the league. Right?
Oh, you're having a bubble.
No. But Zebra Pant fucking Dave from over the road can break in the stadium, run around the pitch with his zebra pants on, get the game called off, and they don't get fucking fined. So you tell me how that is normal. So you win the league, pure passion, excitement. You invade the pitch. You don't harm anyone. You snap a couple of goalposts, but you enjoy your mood.
Your own goalposts, may I add.
Yeah. You break in a stadium with zebra pants on. You should be nicked just for wearing zebra pants. Straight away nicked. Because that's serious noncy behaviour, them zebra pants. But not only that,
even I would wear them.
Stadium and got the game. No, to be fair, you probably would wear them zebra pants.
Yeah, I might do. To be
you
fair.
Wear panda pants and all that shit. Tell everyone about the panda shit.
I've still lost it, Steve. I've lost them. I can't find them no more. The panda pants are long gone. Panda shorts. I reckon
someone's nicked them, mate, and just binned them for.
I still think it's. They haven't been seen since we went to Madrid the second time. I think you've had them.
Yeah,
I'm waiting for Steve to turn up in Benidorm in them.
No, there's a homeless guy on the street in Madrid. I just gave him But no, that's another weird one. But I want to talk about, right, Man City fans, right? What we need to do is calm down, right? Because Manchester City are doing that well, right? We're doing really, really well. We're undefeated. We've got Erling Haaland, who started the season like a monster. So the press and all the rival teams are looking at Man City with jealous, envious eyes. And they're thinking, how can we fucking say something here to fucking spoil the party? So the new one was, beginning of the week, was Real Madrid are going to buy him in 2024 because he's got a contract. So they tried to unsettle us and all that. So then Pep comes out and goes, there's no contract, there's nothing, no things and all that. Fuck off. Sorts that out. The new one this week is he is on £900,000 a week. Now, if you believe that Erling Haaland is on £900,000 a week, you're not a City fan because you know we don't pay them kind of wages. Now, don't get me wrong. The kid's probably got goal bonuses in his contracts, which every striker has, but he's hitting them goal bonuses. So the kid's going to get some nice bonuses at the end of the season. Mm-hmm. We understand that. But all I'm saying is, as Man City fans, this is just an attempt by the media, Sky, Sport Bible, Lad Bible, United Bible, Zebra Pant Bible, to fucking try and derail what's going on at our club. So just laugh. He don't care if
you're spot on, mate.
£900,000 a week or 9 million, because he deserves it at the minute. It ain't my money. It ain't Daps's money. My money's going on the gas bill at the minute. Everyone else's money's going on the gas bill. We're getting slapped.
Mine's going on hotels in Manchester, mate, at the moment, by the looks of it.
I know you're in the hotel and that. But all I'm saying is people need to relax. I've heard all the bullshit before. They've got nothing else to throw at us other than that. And it's all nonsense. No. You know what I mean? The Liverpool fans are blaming the Sun newspaper the other week for writing nonsense. But now all of a sudden they believe in what newspapers write. It's nonsense. So at the end of the day, what do you think about it, Daps?
No, you're literally spot on. I don't know if you saw, but this petition, apparently, I know it's a bit of banter, but thousands of, I think 500,000 people signed this petition about saying it's not fair Haaland playing in the league. The day after that, and everyone's saying it's cheat code, it's literally cheat code. And then the day after this comes out, it's like, they tried and the funny thing is that they tried at first with the Haaland thing. Oh, after the Community Shield, he's not going to score. He's not going to score. He's going to flop. He's going to get injured. And then he's played every game. We haven't really been bringing him off. For example, the Forest game, hat-trick by half-time, didn't get brought off, got left on. So the injury thing, that's out the window. He keeps scoring. So now he's not going to score. That's out the window. Assists. Well, firstly, he's got 3 assists. Trent has none, right? So this assist thing, and also if we look at the quality of that assist last week, that's showing, he can play football, he can pass the football. So there's nothing they can say on him. So what they've done is exactly like you said, they've found the contract thing, and they've picked the perfect week. They've picked a week where we scored 5 goals and got 2 assists. So like you said, and 1 in a derby, 1 in the Premier League, 1 in the Champions League. If you look at any footballer in the Premier League, if you score 5 goals, get 2 assists, winning the Champions League, winning the Premier League, and in the derby, right, you're gonna get some very hefty bonuses. You are. It's a matter of fact. Now, are you going to get 500,000? No, I don't think you are. But they're always going to inflate it. We just have to sit back and see it as a compliment. If that is all you have to say, you're even more scared. They're probably now scared we are actually going to win the Champions League. That's why they're saying it.
Listen, they did it with Aguero. When Aguero signed for City and he hit the ground running, I remember an article coming out saying he's already lined up to join Real Madrid in 2 years, right? It didn't happen. Pep Guardiola signed for Man City. What are you going to do in 2 years when he fucks off? Exactly. What are you going to do then? Well, listen, that don't happen. Whether you like it or not, Man City are the best run club in the world. They make players at this club feel special. And we get them through the door, and then we prove to them that this football club is the best place in the world to do football. There's not many leave and go on to better things than Man City. And we've got the best striker in the world, in my opinion, playing for us at the minute.
Potentially the best player, potentially now.
And he loves Manchester City. He loves the fans. You only have to see the relationship with the supporters. He came off the bench the other night at the end. He walked around the pitch with his trainers on, clapped everybody, and the kid's enjoying his football.
Yeah.
Zayn Mayassi again. Zayn, the credit card's out again. Your dad's going to kill you again, man. Steve, who's still top of the league? Saliba will handle Haaland. Listen, Zayn, I've told you this before. You need to, be more than top of the league in October to start dancing around. I know you lot dance around statues and do moonwalks and Eurovision Song Contests when you beat Wolves and shit. I get it. You're all excitable. But you're a long, long way off winning the title, my friend. So calm down. You know what I mean?
Steve, I've got to shout out Imran, who pointed something out earlier that's quite true. And this is relevant to that comment. He said to me, Arsenal fans have always told us that, being invincible is better than 100 points, right? So now, Arsenal are not unbeaten, but they're ahead of us on points.
Yeah.
So Arsenal fans, which is more important, being unbeaten or having more points? You tell me that. But shout out Imran on that one. Good point.
But we got on that. We've had the contract situation. We've had the Real Madrid situation. And now we've had a petition to get Haaland deported to Rwanda on the plane. Right? So this is what I'm saying. The football world, Erling Braut Haaland and Manchester City are frying the football world apart. Yeah. The whole football world is boiling. The piss is boiling like mad. And it's all Man City and it's fantastic. And all I'm saying to City fans is don't lose your cool over it. Be proud of it. Take a step back and milk it because they hate it even more. So all you just got to do is laugh, smile, or just put Nordic meat shield emojis everywhere, and it kills them. It kills them. But what a great week for Man City. Copenhagen, Wednesday night. Absolute pissing down it was. Got the job done again. Took him off at half-time. Played really well. Great to see the young kids getting a game. Esbrand, Rico Lewis, Gomez. What's your thoughts on Gomez and the boys coming on like that? What do you think?
Cole Palmer as well.
Cole Palmer. You like
Cole?
I like
Cole. I'm a big Cole Palmer fan. I just love how I can't remember what game it was last season where he was running at goal and I think he had De Bruyne to the right, Sterling to the left or something, both screaming for the ball, and he just put his laces through it and put it and scored. And again, he came on and straight away. That's what I like about him. He looks like a player that feels extremely comfortable playing amongst his team. He's not kind of starstruck. He plays his own style of football. And I don't know, there's always been this thing about him with me. I'm not comparing him to Yaya, but he does seem like the type of player that can score Yaya type goals. And I think that could be important for us, someone that is willing to shoot. I mean, we've got Haaland now, so Pep might have to have a word with him at times. But it's good to see him come on. Rico, the more I see of him, the more, and especially at his age, 17 still, right?
Yeah, well, I'll let you into a little secret. I actually spoke to him before, and he's a really, really humble kid. I was talking to him about him playing for City and Champions League and clapping the fans and the supporters, and he just seems like a really nice young kid who's got the world at his feet, and he's very humble. Took time out to speak to me, and no, it's great when it's great when one of your own come through like that. Yeah. He's a young kid. He's probably eyeing up Kyle Walker's place in the future and thinking, you know what, if I can learn off Kyle now and get in this squad, I've got a chance.
Really has at the moment as well, by the way, really has. This is a thing, I'm sorry, on that position with Walker, I've been saying it for the past 4 years. Every year he drops 5 games. So, but the key with Walker is that he's a leader. He's happy to be that experienced person. So I think you're spot on. I wouldn't be surprised if he's mentoring Rico already. I really wouldn't be surprised. I think out of all of them, apart from Cole Palmer and maybe Mcfc, I think Rico Lewis might have the he might have the best shout of getting somewhere.
Yeah, well, 17. I think Kyle's obviously got this injury now. We'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah. I mean, there's talk of Wilson Esbrand getting a run in the team. Him and Gomez swapping on the left. Cancelo on the right, and then you've got the option of putting Cancelo on the left and maybe going with Rico on the right. I think Southampton at home's a perfect game for a couple of players. I think he'll start strong, Pep. I think Gomez deserves his chance because he's the other night against Copenhagen, he was lively enough. He looks a little bit nervy sometimes, but he was having shots at the edge of the box.
Yeah.
Got a deflected goal. These are the games we need him to get minutes under his belt because there's going to be times in the season he's going to get thrown in the deep end. He came on the derby at half-time. He's obviously played the match against Copenhagen. So Gomez is okay. Because he's not the superstar, glamorous signing for big money, a lot of the younger generation fans, they message me and go, not sure about Gomez, Steve. And I'm like, look, forget the name, forget the tag. He's a utility player. He costs no money. He can play where he wants. He'll get the job done. Exactly. And people need to realise that. Akanji, he's coming, he's hit the ground running. He's been fantastic. You know what I mean? He got a rest the other night. He could come back in tomorrow. But overall now, first few games of the season, City wasn't playing well. We got to this point now. I don't even think we're out of third gear. I honestly don't think we're out of third gear. But you can see it starting to ramp up a notch now, especially against United. It ramped up a notch. Copenhagen the other night ramped up a notch. Southampton tomorrow's always a tough game. They always come and have a go. But I think, again, we're going to go up levels. I just think this Haaland has took us to another level. Absolutely.
Yeah. I think the thing is, it's interesting when you look at Gomez, when you look at Akanji, when you look at Esbrand, Rico, all of a sudden, there was a point in the summer where we thought that our squad was really, really, really stretched, right?
Yeah.
But all of a sudden, you're looking at it thinking, do you know what? No. Pep is doing what Pep does. And Zinchenko is a perfect example. None of us ever thought Zinchenko was going to be a player that we would be sad to leave. And, when we won the league last season, I think it was probably him that we celebrated the most, that day at the end of the game. And I think that all these fringe players, they are the type of players that could Pep could end up turning them into massive, really important utility players for us. I mean, the ones I've just listed, are any of them going to be a De Bruyne or a Haaland? No, probably not. But, over the last however many years, how important has Zinchenko been to us? So, if Pep creates a few more kind of cult heroes, I want to call them almost, like, I'm all for it.
Probably unsung heroes, aren't they, as well?
Unsung heroes, yeah. Even Zabaleta was that when he first joined us, right? Zabaleta was that as well.
Yeah. I think we've got a really, really good mix of players.
Yeah.
Young, older players, got some superstars thrown in the mix. I think we've just got to keep our head down. I still think I know people might not think this, but I still think Liverpool have got a run in them. I don't know why. I just think they've got a run in them. And I think this is the time now where we need to pull away from them. We need to make sure we get as many points on the board as we can, because we know we're going to probably hit a little rocky patch. Because a rocky patch to Man City is losing one game, drawing one game. That's when everyone's down our throats. We know that. But we just got to make sure that we could get to this World Cup break on the top. I don't think Arsenal. I think Arsenal's had a great season. I think Arteta's added winners to his team, which he needed. He's finally getting the respect he's deserved. He didn't come overnight. He's starting to turn him into a decent outfit. But I just think they haven't got the legs to go toe-to-toe with us. I just think the only team prepared for it is Liverpool. You know what I mean? Yes. So I'm hoping we can just keep going, starting with tomorrow at Southampton.
Yeah, I think you're spot on with that. I keep saying, when anyone asks me, I'm still seeing Liverpool as a team that are going to be in a title race with us, and everyone's kind of like, why? What are you seeing? I'm saying no, because what I've seen is that Klopp and that squad can keep up with City, right? They have pushed us, right? I haven't seen that from Arsenal, so I can't predict that I rate Arteta, always have done. I think he's trying to replicate what City have at Arsenal, and that philosophy is right. But do I think that Arteta could handle a title race in March when their squad is being stretched because they're still in Europe, they're still trying to go, and mentally then have Pep and this Manchester City team breathing down their necks? I think they bottle it very quickly, to be honest with you. Liverpool are the only ones. But I will say the result last weekend really surprised me, because Steve, we're used to when Liverpool seeing Liverpool come from 2 goals behind to be winning 3-2 is very normal, right? But you expect them to then score a fourth and win 4-2 or 5-2. For them to then concede it, go 3-0, I was like, oh, that is a big, big sign to me that there are problems there. And I'll keep saying it. Klopp has to keep hold of that dressing room. And I do think this season, tactically, Pep is showing how much better he is than Klopp. I really do think so. How quickly he's adapting to having to play a slightly different style of football. How quickly he noticed when Ake got injured, we need someone else that can cover left centre back. Whereas, Klopp, or to be fair, maybe FSG, they're still struggling with this covering Trent thing. So I don't know. I think the levels are just
midfield at Liverpool is baffling to me. Big up Zayn. Think Sancho's overrated. Yeah, I do. That's why you let him go. You'll hit your rock patch when you face Arsenal. We'll see, Zayn. We'll see. But at the end of the day, with Liverpool, if you've got James Milner and you've got Jordan Henderson anywhere near your first 11, then you've got a problem. Yeah. And Sadio Mane, who had a fantastic season last season, he's leaving. You have to replace him. At Manchester City, we had Sergio Aguero leave, but we didn't replace him. We just adapted and we created a style of play till we got the right man. We won the league twice, and then we got the man, the big fella who's doing it. Liverpool can't afford that luxury. I don't think they can do that and change the style. They went out there, took a punt on Núñez. After the Charity Shield, every man his dog was wanking over him, saying he's this, that, and the other, and Haaland couldn't hit the back of the net.
Don't know back.
You know what I mean? No, I'm just telling you. I was sick of it, mate. They're all in your DMs, though.
Yeah, no, 100%. I 100% agree.
Haaland's going to struggle. Yeah. Steve, Haaland missed from 3 yards. I said Haaland can miss from 3 yards in the Charity Shield. I don't give a shit. But when the season starts, as long as he's on target, and what can you say about him? Everything the guy hits goes in the net. Everything Darwin touches. There's people ducking in that Anfield Road then because it's fucking balls flying at him all over the place for him.
Did you hear what the Copenhagen keeper said to Grealish?
Yeah, it's not normal.
it's just normal. It really is. Even watching Pep speak on him, we've ended up back on Haaland again, but watching Pep speak on him, Pep doesn't even, it's like Pep didn't realise it. It's literally, that is the way I see it. Pep's up. I didn't realise it was going to be this good. And you just see, over the last few seasons when Pep would be venting about us not taking our chances.
Yeah.
Well, it's like now, and it was frustrating. I mean, goddamn, we still won 2 leagues, but it was frustrating. And now it's like Pep's like, my prayers have been answered. It's just everything.
Did you see the clip of the derby from last season? Kevin De Bruyne in the exact same spot, putting the ball in the box for Gabriel Jesus. Jesus was on the same spot as Haaland, the same pass. Gabriel Jesus headed it wide, and Haaland finished it bottom corner. And somebody put, this is the upgrade we're talking about. Yeah. Every Manchester City fan knows that Gabriel Jesus is an absolute outstanding player, but he never got the credit because he played for Man City. So people like to play it down. Oh, Man City, you've got the best players. It's always this. But now he's gone to Arsenal, who are not necessarily the best team. He's dragged Arsenal up a level. Gabriel Jesus is a quality player. Jurgen Klopp spoke about him today really, really well and said, you know, he was a great, fantastic player. Him and Zinchenko. Man City wouldn't have sold him to any other club other than that. Arteta, we get that. But no, I think we've just got a massive upgrade in Haaland. I think Liverpool are struggling. There's talk about Liverpool, in my opinion, when we signed Haaland, they should have gone, broke the bank and got Bellingham straight away because Man City's hands were tied a bit with the Haaland deal. They could have gone in there unchallenged because Real Madrid had gone and spent money elsewhere, grabbed Jude Bellingham. There's no way on this earth, you can clip this, that Jude Bellingham signs for Liverpool with Manchester City about, Chelsea about, Real Madrid about next season. I don't see it. And Bellingham now he's looking the real deal.
Especially where Liverpool are right now. This is a thing. I think there's a few things on this. And on Never a Foul yesterday, they spoke on it. And Huey was on there, Grizz was on there. And Mo actually said, I think Ty's question was, if City or Liverpool this summer could break the bank and go and throw all the money on Jude Bellingham, is that right for either club? And Mo said, I think for City it would be, because what else do they need? That, like, we know they've got, we don't know if Gundogan is going to go next season, but he might do. We don't know if Bernardo Silva is going to go next season, but he might do. If one of those two go, then, you know, and even if they don't, we kind of need to start thinking about that long-term replacement. So for us, that's all we really need. So we can do that. Whereas Liverpool, firstly, I agree with you. Why would he join them right now? But secondly, if they go and do that, they're putting a lot of pressure on a young lad, which I don't think he'll want. I think he'll be like, no, I'd much rather, in my development, because he's still young, join a team like Pep City. But also, by next summer, they're going to need more. By next summer, it's not just going to be 140 million, 120 million on Bellingham, job done. They're going to need another 2-3 players. So their hands are tied. You're spot on. They should have done it.
We've got a great relationship with Dortmund. A few of the youngsters have gone there with deals and all that. We did the Haaland deal amicably. We didn't upset it. We didn't go and tap him up. We didn't speak about it in the media. We kept our nut down. We got the Haaland deal over the line. I think Jude Bellingham at Manchester City with De Bruyne in the middle there, it's just fucking frightening to even think about.
It really is.
It's frightening to think about it. And
it's another tool. It's another tool. This is what I've said in the summer.
Do you think we'll get him next window or summer? It's got to be the summer. I don't think we're going to get anyone the next window. I don't, unless someone's seriously injured. But for me as well, I just want to touch on Jack Grealish. I'm a big fan of Jack. I've always backed him on my streams. I've always told the City fans to calm down. I've always told the haters on the Big Six and all that, calm down. Jack Grealish is doing what he needs to do at City. The last 3 or 4 games, Jack Grealish been a different level, man. Driving. He's been the old Jack Grealish, driving from midfield, coming inside, left, right, shooting. That's the Jack Grealish we signed. That's the Jack Grealish we want. But what with Jack Grealish, what I think happens, I think he wears his heart on his sleeve. And I think he lets comments and negative vibes get to him. I think he needs to learn to you're in a Man City bubble now. Keep inside the bubble where we all love you. Forget the outside media. Just do your shit on the park and everything will fall into place. What do you think of Jack?
No, I think, again, you just said it's spot on, Steve. I mean, look, that's when we first met, that's what I said to you. You always say it's spot on. And you're spot on with Grealish again. You know, I was getting, in the summer, I was saying, yes, I think he's going to do it this season. Then started off the season a bit slow, and I was like, you know what? He needs to step up now. God, these last 3 games. Do you know what? It's funny when he came off against Man United. Right, I almost felt sorry for him because he came off. You know, we'd scored 6 goals and he hadn't got a goal or an assist. So what's that?
He needs a cuddle. Jack needs a cuddle.
Yeah, spot on. He needs a He came off and he looked upset when he came off against Man United because I think he wanted, he wanted a goal or an assist, but it's like, no. And I can't remember who it was. It might have been Tobes, to be fair, said the other day on Big Six. But if we go and look at Jack Grealish at his best at Aston Villa, he never got goals and assists. So this whole goal assist thing, we don't care about it. And ultimately, if he's putting in performances like he has the last 3 or 4 games, no one cares about it because, we've got Haaland. we've got Foden, we've got De Bruyne. They're going to do the assists, they're going to do the goals. But what Grealish brings us is something different. And someone once called him I can't think of the word now. It's basic. Oh, I really need the word to describe it.
I know what you're going to say, and I can't remember. I think it was Troy Deeney or someone said it.
Called him it's.
Let me think about, just let me get this super chat while you think. Russ, big up for the super chat, mate. What are your thoughts on the formation we played against Copenhagen? And can you see Alvarez playing regular with Haaland? If so, who does he replace? I'll be honest with you, mate. I don't see that formation happening regular. I think we're set. I think Pep's just trying a few things, seeing how it works out. So for me, I just think we stick to what we usually do with the three up top. But Alvarez will just keep coming in. And in the later stage of the Champions League, if we're winning games, I think you might see that formation. You forgot, hadn't you, what you was going to say now? Big up another super chat from the Wolves.
Get through the super chats. It might come back.
Let me find it. The super chat from Wolves. Wolves FI, City Community Cooking. Yes, we're on fire. We just cooked United last week. We've had a Danish cooking off on Wednesday. And tomorrow we're having a Southampton one, hopefully. But listen, people, there's 373 people in this chat tonight. The like button, I don't want to be one of these that keeps saying hit the likes, but it really does mean a lot, because I had a lot of time out on the channel. I didn't post for a while. The algorithm shit all over me. So hitting the like button, you know what I mean? Get involved, please. Takes 2 seconds. Hit that like button, get it up there, and I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. There's always one bellend in the chat. Man shitter. He's obviously don't know what he's talking about. You know what I mean? But
that's original, very original.
Yeah, listen, just let me block him, the bellend. Yeah, I blocked him. You don't need these vibes. We're City fans in here, and we're good people. There's lots of fans from other club coming here, listen to what we're saying. We don't need idiots that can't even spell coming in here talking shit. You know what I mean? But listen, we moved on. We got Jack Grealish gets an honourable mention. Phil Foden had a break at in midweek. Copenhagen was relatively straightforward. Big up the Copenhagen supporters, by the way. Didn't stop singing all game. Didn't stop backing the team. A lot of the continental teams are like that. City were getting slagged off again. Another reason we got slagged off because of the light show. Did you see the light show before the game? They had a light show. DJ.
It looked quite good, but I mean,
listen, any sad, salty football fan that wants to slag Man City off about that, it was for the kids, man. I had 3 kids with me. When them lights went out and the DJ was playing them tunes, them kids loved it for 5 minutes. If you can't let the kids have 5 minutes of fucking disco music before watching a Norwegian meat shield rip someone apart, you're a boring man or a woman. So let us have our little disco before it starts, and then when the disco comes on, you're getting ripped. You think to yourself, you're getting filled in after the disco here.
The type of people that probably, moan about that are probably the same type of people that went home early Sunday, sent their kids to bed, and went to bed themselves without any of them having any food. And probably, so we know who they are in it. We know what they're about.
I just think,
I feel for their family.
It's like City fans off as well. Oh, have you seen that embarrassing thing when the coach pulls up and the players get off and they high five all them kids? Well, let me tell you this. My son once got picked to do that, and I had to stand on that blue carpet with him. And there was nobody more excited on the blue carpet than fucking me. And I was pushing the kids out of the way to high five the players. Me and Aguero were shaking hands. I didn't want to let him go. And my son said, "Dad, you enjoyed that more than me, didn't you?" I went, "Yeah." And I'm a grown-ass man, and I love my club. So if some kid gets to shake Aguero's hand or Haaland's hand or De Bruyne's hand before the game, let it be, man. That's fantastic, man, what the club done. It's fantastic. But it is what it is. We're all dickheads because we like light shows and
none of their kids want. The problem is none of their kids want to go and watch their team anymore. So
exactly. Imagine saying to a kid, "You want to go to Old Trafford and watch Fred?" He'd be like, "Nah, mate. I'd rather get my head down."
Got an umbrella. You got an umbrella.
You know what I mean? But yeah, Jay, calm down, Jay. We don't care what rival fans moan about. Stop giving them airtime. I'm not giving them airtime, Jay. Calm down. I'm telling you about it. What happens? Do you know what I mean? Jay's obviously had a bad day at work. Go to the fridge, get us fucking beer and some food and calm down, Jay. You know what I mean? Big Six show. Alex, get on the Big Six tonight. I'm on the Big Six tonight. I'm on tonight. One-off appearance tonight, 9 o'clock. I'm on it.
Oh, by the way, that was sensational the other day. Absolutely.
What, The Undertaker?
The whole show, to be honest with you, that whole show, the production just went up a level. I mean, but it was literally because obviously everyone saw Tobes getting all upset and the little thing on Tobes and were thinking Saeed isn't going to get it. Then Saeed gets it and everyone thinks, well, that's it. And then it's like, nope, all of a sudden. And I want to know, was Huey in on it?
No, nobody knew. Nobody knew.
Huey did the perfect setup with the, I want to know what Saeed thinks.
Yeah. Yeah, that's when I think Turkish was ready to press the button. I was in there for a good. I was in there for a good 20 minutes, and he got away with it, man. He's been deducted. Fantasy Premier League. They do the prediction league.
Yeah.
And if you get off mid-show or you're late for a show, you get deducted. I think he's had 5 points deducted for getting off and not coming back. He never came back. He said, "Big Steve's a menace. I can't handle him." Did you hear the voice message that I sent him?
Yeah.
Fucking hell, man! I tell you, it was unbelievable. But tonight, I'm coming for Saeed. I'm coming for the Gremlins. I'm coming for Grizz Khan. Grizz Khan has got away with murder on that show.
Since I left yeah. You were kind of going for it. Yeah.
He sits there all calm, tries to calm it down. Tonight, he's getting rattled up. I'm telling you now, he's getting rattled up. Big Steve's a menace. That's what he said, Super City. Big Steve is a menace. I was on him, though. I was leaving him voice notes. I was leaving him notes at midnight. I was leaving him notes at 7 in the morning. I was giving him all sorts of butcher jokes. I was sending him pictures of meat. I was sending him pictures of Pat Butcher. I was sending him pictures of the United end. He was ill with me. He was ill with me, man.
Yeah.
He was ill.
He said when he goes, he's a menace. He's a menace.
Someone said, here's the rumours true that Troops is making an appearance on the Big Six. Don't know. Spoke to Troops last week. We never mentioned it.
Troops is on... Troops is on Big Six Bants at 9:30. Yeah.
Look, Jay's here now. He said he's had a good day, man. It wasn't a day. Big up, Jay, man. I'm just saying, get yourself a beer or something and relax, man. Don't be snapping at me, man, because you've had a bad day. Someone's give you shit.
That's a good thing about doing this show on a Friday, right? Because, you know,
I like the Friday vibe, me.
Yeah,
I think everyone's finished work. If you've not gone on the piss or you're out with your bird, you can come in, sit at home and think, you know what, we'll watch Steve for an hour, talk about City. Everyone might not agree with everything I say. I try to be real. Derby Day last week was a mad week. It was really intense because you've got to keep you cool, man. As a City fan, you've got to keep you cool because a lot of people try and drag you down dark alleys, make you say stuff, cut your own throat. That didn't happen with me. I did Football Terrace. You know what I mean? I did loads of shows. I did Never a Foul. I destroyed that geezer on there, Planet Faz, whatever he's called. I did Neeks, I did Saeed, I did the walk around the Etihad. So it was a bit of a mad week, but I do like these little Friday night slots. I this is my slot. I like to get it out.
The funniest thing is, all last week from Monday when I was on Matisse's channel and I said Haaland's going to get a minimum of brace. And then from that, I carried that on, but I also started saying, and don't be surprised if Foden gets a goal or two as well. And when it just started happening, I was sat there thinking, I should have put some money on this. This is insane. But it was too obvious that all we had to do was say what was obvious, and it came true. And I think that's going back to the derby. That is what it was. I really think that is what we needed. One, for us, but two, to remind everyone exactly the beast they're facing with Man City. Because everyone's kind of just, Haaland, and forgetting how good, that game, we also dominated the midfield massively. That reminded them it isn't just about Haaland. Do you know we have the best midfielders in the world? Like Gundogan, without Rodri as well, my ad. Without Rodri. And you touched on it. We don't need Rodri. That was massive.
Mate, it was good because I think Pep will finally realise now that we can play a different way without Rodri. So that's good, man.
Yeah,
Rodri's brilliant. He's a fantastic player. He's everything we're about. In the Premier League, we need him. But there's certain games where we probably get away with it. And I think maybe even tomorrow, Southampton, I'm not overly worried if he doesn't play Rodri. He might think, he's a bit too soon or whatever. I'm not overly worried about it. But that brings us nice onto the game tomorrow, Southampton. Southampton's had a good couple of results against us over the years. They are a solid team. This season, I don't think they're as good as what he was. I mean, what would your lineup be tomorrow? Because he's got a few dilemmas. He's got a fullback dilemma because of Kyle having the surgery. He's got a centre-back dilemma. He's got the midfield. Does he bring Rodri in, De Bruyne, Bernardo, Gundogan? And then up front, it's like Alvarez, Foden, Mahrez, Grealish. You know, for you, starting off with a back four, where'd you go with that?
I think it's going to have to be Cancelo on the right.
Yeah.
Does it have to be Cancelo on the right? Yeah, let's go with Cancelo on the right. Then I think he'll rest. I think it was great for Laporte to have a run out, but I think he'll rest Laporte. I think, yeah, I think so.
I've gone with that. I've done what you've done there. I've gone Ederson in there. Obviously, Cancelo at right back. I've said he's going to go Akanji Diaz.
Yeah, I think so as well.
Left
on the
back.
left.
I'd love him to start Wilson Esbrand, but I just think it'll either be Nathan Ake maybe at left back, or it could be Gomez. Yeah,
I think the thing is, obviously, it's amazing. With 9 points from 3 games in the Champions League, we're in a very good position. Very, very. I presume we win our next game, we're through. I mean, win our next game, we're probably through top of the league.
Yeah, easy.
Yeah. So, but what we have to do now is you spoke on it before. We can't be dropping no more points in the Premier League now. This is, we need to, especially look, next week we got Liverpool, which is a massive game. We need, if Arsenal get anything against Liverpool, that's going to help us massively.
Big up City Bias TV. Sorry for the chat there. Yeah. Well done, thank you.
But I think we have to keep this momentum now. We have moved up a gear, I feel, slightly last week, right? By beating Man United 6-3. We have to keep that momentum going now, because this is where we are going to have a game every 3 days. And what gets us through these periods usually is momentum. It's not kind of stopping. It's that momentum. Let's not worry about anything. Let's not overthink anything. Game at a time, game at a time, game at a time. So I would predict he will go strong. But I don't think he'll risk Laporte. I think Laporte's had his game. It was good to bring him back. Now maybe bring him on in the 60th, 65th minute this time. But I think on the left, he'll go with Gomez. I think he has to. Ake's a shout, though. Ake is a shout.
Yeah, of course, yeah. People asking, will Lavia play? Of course he will. I think he's an integral part of their team.
Yeah,
so I think
he'll get it. And he'll get a good reception as well. Get a very good reception.
Obviously, Haaland's got to play. For me, he's got to play. I don't think this resting thing. I think he'd be fuming. He's on great form. I think he's got to play. To me, he's got to play Foden as well. Coming back after a hat trick, he's got to play Foden and the form Jack's in. I think you've got to keep that forward line. The midfield, I've got a feeling he's going to play Rodri. I think he might rest Gundo. I think it might be Rodri, KDB, and Bernardo. But it's great, isn't it? We look at the team, the options we've got. It's unbelievable. We just can't call it. But like you say, we're on a bit of a run. We're just stepping it up a level nice. If we play that team we just said, you can't see anything other than 3 points, can you, Daps?
No, I don't know. There's something in my head that just tells me I'd like to see Foden, Haaland, Alvarez, and Grealish a little bit deeper.
Yeah.
I think that Grealish, I've been thinking this for a while. I think he's been doing it, although he's still been playing as part of that front three. I think Grealish, one of Grealish's real qualities that could work for City, is having. He's got the legs. He can drive the ball forward, so he could play deeper in kind of like a Bernardo role almost. I don't know. I just wouldn't mind seeing it. And this is the type of game that I think you could try that out just to see if Grealish can play a bit deeper. Because I know there was talk of playing Foden deeper, but for me at the moment, Foden is too explosive up top to be dropping him deep. But Grealish, I don't know. Either way, I mean, I can't see anything but 3 points. No disrespect to Southampton, but I want to see. I was thinking, please don't rest Haaland. I know this is but don't rest him. I think you're right. You can't. The same thing as the momentum of City. We can't stop Haaland's momentum. We can't.
No, I don't think we will. And like I said, I mean, with Jack, I think Jack, for me, I think it's well known that he's better in the centre. I think I'd love to see him in there with De Bruyne, Rodri Holding, De Bruyne and Grealish in there. I'd love to see that.
Exactly.
But you just don't want Jack to get involved because he can get involved in the madness because Jack Grealish's hair winds everybody up proper. So I'd rather look at the derby, 1 minute in, Dalot, bang, yellow card. It's just Jack's hair, isn't it? It's his hair.
Weird. It's weird. Yeah.
It's weird, mate. We was in Atletico Madrid, and we was up, and that was a battle, wasn't it? We were there anyway, and Jack Grealish wound the whole fucking city up of Madrid.
How?
It was crazy, wasn't it? Do you remember?
Yeah, it's mental. He wasn't even on the pitch. I don't know what he does. Some people just look at him and just if they look at him and want to pull his hair.
Yeah, Savic, mate, was fuming. But listen, it is what it is. We've had a good week. Derby Day, took the piss out of them. Pat Butcher and all the boys. Then we moved on to Copenhagen. Potential banana skin, dealt with them. Southampton, they've come to the Etihad before, made it hard. I think we're going to get the job done. And then we've got the big one next weekend. Just touch on it slightly. Liverpool. I think it all depends on how they get on this weekend against Arsenal. I think their season, this is their defining couple of weeks. If they can get points against City and Arsenal, I think they'll believe they can get some out of this season and go on a run. If they get beat off City and Arsenal, I think that's them finished. I think they're well out of it.
Yeah, I agree with you.
You know
I think they look the Rangers result. It was a good bounce back, but I don't think we learned much that we didn't know already. Trent scored a free kick. Well, we know Trent can score a free kick. Salah scored a penalty. Well, we know Salah can score a penalty. Rangers didn't press them, and I think Pep will have been looking at this Liverpool team. He will know. Look, the whole world knows. The whole world knows that Milner and Henderson cannot cover Trent. Robertson's not looking the same, and Fabinho is not protecting Van Dijk and Matip, Van Dijk and Gomez, Van Dijk and Kanate. I think it is Kanate. Yeah. I think Pep will be looking at that already and look. It's always a difficult game. I don't ever want to think that Liverpool is an easy game because it is not an easy game.
I'll be dead honest with you now. Anfield is a strange place for me. I just think we always fucking crumble at Anfield, especially when the fans are there. Last season was a turning point because I thought the City fans were brilliant, Liverpool fans were brilliant, the game was brilliant, 2-2, good result for us. I'll take that all week. But now we're going into this with Haaland, different kettle of fish now. I think they're looking at us thinking, fucking hell, this City team's on fire. I think everyone's looking at us like that. Yeah. And we just got to keep doing what we're doing. Make sure we keep I think what Pep's doing this season is rotating it really nice because I think last season, with them last 10 games, I keep talking about it, where we limped over the line. I think that affected him and he thought, I can't go through another season like that. I can't go through another end of season like that. I can't believe it. That FA Cup semi-final, Zach Steffen in net, Fernandinho at centre-back and all that just blew my head off that. By the end of the day, I think we're well equipped this season. Akanji's added that little bit to us.
Yeah, I think he's testing it now as well. He's trying all these little partnerships out, working out what works, and I think that is what he's doing very cleverly at the back. That's what I said earlier on. We've gone from almost us being really worried about if we've got enough at the back, where all of a sudden we've got cover there. All of a sudden, so I think it's spot on. He's rotating about well. But he's trying things out to work out what partnerships work and getting people used to playing alongside each other now, because you don't want to be doing that in March. You don't want, Akanji and Diaz to be playing their first game together in March. You'd rather they've played, half a dozen games together, and then Laporte and Stones have played games together, and all of a sudden all these different centre-backs can partner up with one another and look perfectly fine. I think we've got a lot more balance now. We've got a couple of left-sided players, a couple of right-sided players, which will be important. So, yeah, that game's going to be huge.
Big up Calippo Alendez from Chile. He says, hello, Steve. We are from Chile. We have a YouTube channel called El City Latino. You can send us a greeting. You're a big fan of City. Listen, big up El City Latino. You mad bastards in Chile. I know what you lot are all mad about over there. Football's crazy and that. Keep supporting the Blues, yeah. And I love the name Calippo because it's my favourite ice lolly. So big up Calippo. M14, Blue Moon's in the house. Blue Moon, you better be supporting me on a big 6, man, tonight. Saeed, I'm coming for Saeed, man, with knives, hatchets, spanners, the lot. We're having him. You know what
Real
I mean?
WWE. Steel chair.
Yeah, there's a lot of Liverpool fans floating about in the chat. Ilyas, come on, Ilyas. Calm down, Arkin. I know you're upset, man. I know you're upset because the quadruple fucking blew up and burnt down. I know you're obsessed that you thought you was winning Champions League, didn't happen. I know you're obsessed because you thought the Premier League you was going to win that, didn't happen. And I know you thought you was going to go for Man City this season, didn't happen. I know you thought Darwin Núñez was the second coming of Mbappe, and that didn't happen. So I know you're upset, man. It's Friday night. Chill out, get yourself a takeaway, a kebab, go and put the old DVD on of the Champions League in Istanbul and enjoy yourself. Stop coming on here, Ivory and us. You know what I mean? We're happy here. It's a little.
Do you know what it is? A little thing about Ilyas as well. Do you know where he's from?
Probably, I don't know.
He's from Denmark. That's his issue. That's his issue.
All right.
That's his issue with Haaland. That's his issue.
Oh yeah, he's upset. Man. He's upset. Steve needs to find a new name for Haaland. Meat Shield is two suspects. No. That's your mind, mate. You've got the same mind of tapping Toby. He gets all excited when I mention Norwegian Meat Shield. Toby starts like really laughing and that. But you know, Toby's into the Blue Oyster Bar and togas and all that. If you want to go down that road, kid, you're in the wrong chat. You need to get to tapping Toby's, tell him you want to be a part of the Toga Club and do your shit, mate. You know what I mean? But we're happy. We're perfectly all happy on this channel calling Haaland a Norwegian meat shield. We're all.
You know, I'm looking forward to in an interview where someone says to him, "Do you know that the City fans refer to you as a big Nordic meat shield?"
It's because that guy said it. The greeter, man. That was one of the best.
Yeah. Brilliant, absolutely brilliant. He's hilarious, that guy. Yeah.
Class. Look, what likes are we on now? Can you see it at your end?
I can't because I'm on my phone, so I can't.
Oh yeah. But listen, people, I'm sure there's not enough likes in this chat. Come on, it's been a great show. Me and Daps chilling on a Friday night. Do you know what I mean? People are saying, you know, they want more content. We're trying our best. I'm on another show tonight, the Big 6 at 9 o'clock. I appreciate your support, but this is my channel. We are the South Stand. Me and Daps has got his channel. Where can they find you, Daps? Plug away.
Never a foul. Links in the title and the description. Never a foul, yeah, where I talk City and others try and wind me up talking other clubs. And
you get wound up a lot at the minute.
I do a bit. I'm chilling out. I'm chilling out now with my grapes, mate. I'm chilling out with my grapes.
It's just passion though, isn't it? And at the end of the day, mate, YouTube, I'll be honest with you, I was that busy with work and family to commit to the Big 6 twice a week. And people think, oh, it's only 2 shows a week. It's not. The Big 6 is intense.
Yeah.
It's very, very intense. It's very, very big. You can do a show on the Big 6. You can get off the show. You can have 700 messages. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? Your phone doesn't stop all night. This is how big that show is. So I made a decision to come off it. I don't regret it. I'm coming back tonight to say hello to everyone. Hugh's come in. He's doing a great job representing Man City.
Yeah, he really is.
My time, I prefer this. I prefer a quick hour talking with my friend about City. Nice chat, nice people. I represent the Manchester City fan base. I go to the game, everyone comes up to me and says, Steve, we love what you're doing. The day someone comes up to me and says, Steve, your YouTube channel shit, mate. I think you're a dickhead. I don't like it. If I start getting more of them, then you won't see me again. I go back to doing what I'm doing. But I go on and defend City. I filmed with the Premier League last week. We've done a thing about Man City Liverpool just to give the Man City point of view. So hopefully that comes out next week on the Premier League. And like you say, the Big 6 show tonight, 9 o'clock, we'll be defending the Blues on there. But yeah, we've had another good show, mate. I don't think there's a lot to say. Southampton tomorrow.
Walker. Last thing's on the Walker injury.
Oh, Kyle, unfortunately, he's had a grot. Have you heard out about it? Any time scale or anything?
I'm hearing it's touch and go on the World Cup.
Yeah,
there's already potential talk. It's quite interesting because I don't know if certain media outlets are using it to kind of add into the Trent conversation, because it's like, right, well, if Walker can't go, then does Trent go in? Or, you know, there is talk already. I've heard 1 or 2 people saying, remember we did with Maguire in the last tournament where he went injured, but then came in second or third game. and they're saying that potentially because of Walker's influence that it might still be worth taking him, even if he hasn't played. But for me, I don't think. I think we've got enough. England have enough. For me personally, as a City fan, it would be a shame if he doesn't get to play in this World Cup because, you know, over the last 4 years, Kyle Walker has, in my opinion, been the best English right back and possibly one of the best right backs in English football across the game, especially with what England need. You know, Trent, for me, I do understand why I would take him, but Walker offers everything. And over the last 4 years, Walker has been the best right back at doing that. That's why he's won 3 leagues in the last 4 years. That's why, for me, it would be a shame if he doesn't get to go to the World Cup. But
I think as a City fan, being selfish, I'd rather him not go to the World Cup.
Well, now, yeah, I agree with you. Not if he's fully fit, yeah.
If we can get a fully fit Kyle Walker back for the title running after the World Cup, I'll be happy.
Yeah.
For him, obviously for his own sake, I hope he gets fit and goes to the World Cup. But I think looking at the Man City squad now, right back is definitely a position where Pep will be looking at to freshen it up. Hopefully Rico Lewis is the man. He can come in, he can shadow Kyle Walker, keep getting these game times and step it up and just slot in there and become our right back. If not, you know, City ain't gonna suffer no fools. They know when it's time to let go, and they'll be sniffing around another right back.
And I think on that note, just to say straight away, everyone, and including myself, we thought we wanted Cucurella, right? And when we didn't get Cucurella, we were like, oh, you know, what are we going to do? You know what? We have to, and kind of after speaking to a few people, I was like, do you know what? We just need to trust our board. We need to trust. When have they let us down? And by the looks of it, they didn't let us down on the left, did they? So again, when it gets to next summer, if we're linked with a big name right back and we don't get him, none of us should throw our toys out the pram. We should just remember our board know what they're doing, and they will. And our board and Pep work together, and they will get the right person on the right. But it's promising that at the age of 17, Rico's getting this much time already, and for me, it does show that maybe Pep's got a bit of trust in him. So,
no, it's good. Big up there, Demimitro Baldia. Some quality names, love it. You love from India, Steve, and he's a United fan. So listen, they're not all bad people. We know we've been giving them rags some grief, but big up for the super chat. I appreciate it. Listen, people, yeah, you was spot on there. Daps, Ken said that in the chat. Spot on. Just talk of Reece James, talking about Kyle Walker-Peters. He's talk about the kid from Brighton, but he seems to be never fit. Lamptey,
yeah, he's dropped off in Ian. As for Reece James, listen, I'll be honest. If I could have anyone to replace Kyle Walker, it would be Reece James. But Reece James is a Chelsea boy. I think he's already said he wants to be Chelsea captain one day.
I can't see that. I respect that.
Yeah. It's like I just can't see it happening. I'd love it, but I can't see it happening.
But listen, people, we're right into the hour now. We've said our piece. We've kept it going. We've kept it moving. We've had a bit of a laugh. We're all together. We're still undefeated. We're moving on to the Southampton game. Like you say, appreciate every single one of you spending time chatting. I try and chat. You know me, Daps. Tell them I can barely turn this computer on you. I have to send everything to Daps. Daps has to do the thumbnail. Daps has to organise a schedule. Daps has to do everything.
There's someone worse than you, though. Grizz is worse than you, you know.
Yeah, Grizz, yeah.
Grizz doesn't even know how to do the comments, I think, at times, honestly.
Well, I'm struggling with the comments, but I try and get everyone on the screen if we can. If we've missed your comments, I'm sorry. I see everything. All the comments in the show, after the show, I always reply. 13,000 subscribers this week. We went over that, so I really, really appreciate that. Let's keep it moving. And yeah, I'm off to go and have a bit of tea and then get ready for The Undertaker on the Big 6 at 9 o'clock. What's your plans, mate? You're going to have a bit of food, aren't you? Chill out.
Yeah, I'm going to order something in. And then I'm probably going to watch that, to be honest with you. And listen, people, let me just say one thing as well. I need to say this. Sorry, Steve. I don't want to embarrass you, but people, understand with Steve that you are getting one of the most genuine, clean-hearted, good people, human beings out there. Yeah. So everyone, please smash a like for this man, because this man is a very, very special human being. So please do that for me.
No, I appreciate that, man. Respect. We're all together. We're all Blues. Love it.
100.
A big shout out, man, to the Man City fan. Yeah. School kid. Went to the game at Copenhagen the other night. Ambulances and paramedics came down the south stand. I thought, someone's in a bad way here. Next minute, they dragged this kid up. He's only about 17. His mate said, Steve, he's had 4 cans of Strongbow and 2 cans of Stella, and he's off his nut. Anyway, I did him a video message and said, lay off the Strongbow and, you know, keep getting on the soda and all that. And he messaged me saying, Big Steve, man, I was in a bad way. I'd had a few Strongbows. So all I'm saying out there, kids, don't drink on a match day if you can't handle it, because you end up like that guy. But big up everybody. That's all from me and Daps. Come on, City. Let's get the win tomorrow. Big up the Blues. We're out of here.
See you tomorrow, Steve.
See you, mate.